Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Marnie Leybourne.
Hey, thanks very much, and unlike Maritz, I'm going to use notes. I'm going to briefly outline issues associated with gender imbalance in science and information technologies. This has come about as a result of a report done by the Federation of Australian Scientific and Technological Societies. So we don't have anything for spatial information. So we're going to look for greater gender balance. And certainly in our industry we struggle. We've only got 2 female speakers tonight out of 10. However, if you don't want what I like, you're going to go the way of Norman here. The FAST report highlighted that instead of an increase in participation of women in our general industry, and there aren't any statistics specifically for the spatial industry, we have actually declined over the past 15 years, as you can see with the ICT statistics that are here. So this is a fairly serious thing, and this actually bucks the trend of the increasing female to male ratio at universities and in the workforce. Over 50% of women over 50% of students are now women at universities. So given our industry is obviously attractive to young, impressionable women, we can make an early and productive start in the industry. How come we can't keep them? We really need to attract young women into the industry and nurture them throughout their career and keep them so that they can actually end up in the boardroom. Now, other studies have equally shown, and here's the boardroom, have equally shown that the actual participation of women in the boardroom in Australia is also declining. Now I reckon that I can postulate that if a female can actually sit in the male side of the tent in a Bedouin tent in Syria, we should be doing a whole lot better in Australia. But instead, the issue of women in spatial information technologies has actually fallen off the Australian agendas, unlike in Europe, where this is actually increasing, gaining increasing attention. Now, the issue's fallen off the Australian agendas due to the higher number of women at university, and this masks the decline of participation in science and information technology. There are very high levels of female attrition, and there's far too few women in senior levels, so these issues are obviously linked. Now, male-dominated fields like ours do increase barriers for women. The FAST report showed that women are paid less, promoted less, and receive fewer honors. So there's a lot fewer women in senior leadership positions, so the cycle tends to just continue. So I guess we could consider that we're in a perfect storm, or an ongoing cycle. How do we get women to break through and then pave the way for other women? Now certainly us women are our own worst enemies, but I can't really cover that in 5 minutes tonight, so another time. Okay, now one problem actually relates to how we evaluate job applicants. In SIT fields, we still focus on assertiveness and single-mindedness. Now these are great male characteristics, but they're not very prevalent in women, and in fact they're actively discouraged within us. So workplaces today need the more feminine characteristics of flexibility, diplomacy, curiosity, motivation and dedication, which I believe I demonstrated abundantly here when I followed some Navy SEAL divers. And I managed to spatially orient myself back onto dry land. So in Western Australia, we've tried to help address these issues through WIGIT, which was formed in 2005. Now WIGIT's also a special interest group of SSSI, and our aim is to provide support to women in the industry. Now how's WIGIT been successful? Well, here's a general image, it's about to come up, of Wallace Forum in 2005. This was before the formation of WIGIT. I love this shot. The only woman in it is making coffee, and I think that's a wonderful statement for our workforce. So we can cycle forward to Wallace Forum 2008, so that's just 3 years after the formation of WIGIT. Crowd shot's a bit hard, but believe me when I say that 25% or over 25% of people in this photo are actually women. And we've noticed a marked increase in women at Wallace Forums since the formation of WIGIT. So thanks to initiatives like WIGIT, we may be able to provide more support to women in our industry. However, why can't we progress to the highest levels of the industry? Well, I did a straw poll amongst men working at Wallace, which is funny at Wallace, and the reasons that they came up with are going to be shown on the following slide. So, I guess these issues explain that we've got a lot of work to do. Of course, given my shoe choice, I don't know that I'm a very good example of my sex. Okay, seriously, the primary reasons for us not progressing, in addition to the general recruitment bias, is related to the family-work balance, because we're still genetically programmed to bear the brunt of responsibility for furthering the human race. Anyway, hopefully, we can hopefully eventually be recognised as an integral part of the profession. I won't just be labelled as one or the other. Like Anna Del Marais, sitting on my left here, who once explained to a visitor that I wasn't a woman, I was a scientist. So I'm sure we can find ways to better balance our workplace cultures and ensure that we both attract and retain women into our industry in the future. Thank you.